Good evening, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this evening, 3 men shot 2 fatally in Nannyville Gardens. 2 men were reportedly shot and killed, and another man injured in Nannyville Gardens, St. Andrew on Monday night. The deceased have been identified as the 34-year-old Demar Pink and the 25-year-old Stephon Wallace of Kingston 3 addresses. The Jamaica Constabulary Forces Communication Arm confirmed the incident, stating that it took place around 9:30 p.m. at a parking lot between Easton Douglas Drive and Abuba Way. It is reported that residents heard explosions and called the police. Upon the arrival of the lawmen, Pink and Wallace were reportedly seen suffering from gunshot wounds to the upper body. The men were assisted to the hospital, where Pink and Wallace were pronounced dead. The third victim was admitted to hospital. Haitian women arrested in Old Harbor, remanded on illegal entry charge. 2 Haitian women charged with illegal entry after being arrested in Old Harbor, St. Catherine, were today remanded in the parish court. Charged are 38-year-old Luca Vilmer and the 37-year-old Datin Offician. They were ordered to return to court on June 28, at which time their lawyer, Melanie Alain, is expected to make a bail application before Senior Parish Court Judge Yvette Wentworth Miller. Alain told the court that they are fit and proper candidates and that they have sureties to stand bail. Allegations are that on June 15, the women were arrested in Old Harbor, and after being interviewed by the police in the presence of their lawyer, they were charged with illegal entry. Autopsy reveals that journalist Job Nelson died from motor vehicle crash. The news has been informed that the police high command has ruled out foul play in the death of Gleaner reporter Job Nelson. Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of crime, Fitz Bailey, told the news a short while ago that an autopsy performed Tuesday revealed that Mr. Nelson died as a result of a motor vehicle accident. He said the autopsy revealed that the Gleaner reporter died when a piece of metal from the car's airbag pierced his chest. It was initially reported that the well-known journalist was shot along Spanish Town Road, and this led to the motor vehicle crash. The vehicle of the 53-year-old media practitioner crashed along Collis Smith Drive sometime after 11 p.m. on May 21. Government argues move to raise the DPPs retirement age was a solution to a gap. King's Counsel Douglas Lees, who is representing the Attorney General, on Tuesday argued that the controversial Constitutional Amendment Act raising the retirement age of the DPP and the Auditor General was the government's solution to a gap created by the 2017 Pensions Act. The Court of Appeal is continuing its hearing into the government's appeal and the opposition's cross-appeal to the Supreme Court's ruling that struck out a section of the Act. Out in the cold was how King's Counsel Douglas Lees characterized the situation in relation to early retirement under the DPP and Auditor General. Mr. Lees said that when the Pensions Act of 2017 raised the retirement age of public servants to 65 and changed the early retirement age to 60 while providing transitional arrangements for early retirement for public servants, it did not cover the DPP and the Auditor General. They previously had the right to early retirement at age 55. He said the government had to find a way to address their situation, and the answer was this Constitutional Amendment Act, as both the DPP and Auditor General are officers of the Constitution. But Mr. Lees disagreed with the submission of King's Counsel Alan Wood, representing the government, who had said the provision that allowed the incumbent DPP to elect to remain in office after the age of 60 was a transitional provision. According to Mr. Lees, this is not the case. He said it is a permanent arrangement that will allow any DPP in the future to elect to retire after the age of 60. Another institution catering mostly to American youth facing allegations of abuse. There are fresh allegations of abuse being leveled against another institution in Jamaica which caters to adopted American children with behavioral issues. The Child Protection and the Family Services Agency has since launched an investigation at the Ministry of Education registered Youth of Vision Academy in Porta Maria, St. Mary. The private Christian boarding school provides behavioral, therapeutic, and educational services to majority non-nationals from the United States 7 years and older. In response to queries, the CPFSA said it commenced its investigations on March 27 after U.S.-based attorney Don Post made allegations of physical and sexual abuse, trafficking, and food deprivation. Ms. Post has made the allegations public after facing a roadblock in trying to get a 17-year-old ward at the facility released to the care of her guardian who had traveled to Jamaica. Speaking with the news on Tuesday, the attorney said 10 clients aged 13 to 22 were interviewed and provided graphic details of physical and sexual abuse that they allegedly endured while at Yova in recent years.
And this is in recent years. And as a result, Homeland Security has initiated an investigation. In addition, there are allegations of sex and labor trafficking because many of these adopted youth have been abandoned by their adoptive families who no plan for their return to the United States. So when these youth turn 18 and they've been abandoned, they have to work. And that has sometimes been sexual favors that they've been asked to do, but also to perform labor for work to get their passports and to earn money to return to the United States. Some have never made it back to the United States. And in fact, there are efforts to locate those youth in other islands. And JCF, to my understanding and from what I was told, was looking for a budget in terms of traveling to the United States themselves to interview my clients. This has now grown bigger because Canadian Child Protective Services became involved and rescued 3 of their own teenagers this past week. And there have been an investigation has now been referred to the Canadian Mounted Police based upon allegations by a Canadian citizen and survivor of Yova. So my understanding is that that school continues to be closed. I believe that the criminal case is continuing, and there is an additional court hearing this coming Wednesday. 2 of the youth that were remanded to the care and custody of CPFSA remain in Jamaica, and it's been very complicated in trying to secure their return. Primarily, I believe, due to issues within the United States in securing their placement in foster care in the states that they originally came from.
Impasse over Ward Avenue flooding in Manchester resolved. The impasse between the Manchester Municipal Corporation and a businessman over access to a blocked drain that caused the flooding on Ward Avenue during heavy rains has been resolved. The corporation had indicated that it would seek an injunction to gain access to the section of the drain which runs through the businessman's property after a failed attempt on June 16. Addressing a People's National Party divisional meeting on the weekend, Chairman of the Manchester Municipal Corporation, Donovan Mitchell, said after a meeting with the businessman, access was granted on Friday and the workmen were able to clear the drain, which was blocked with cement. Meanwhile, in response to criticism of the anti-vending clampdown along Manchester Road, Mr. Mitchell said the authorities will not relent. He advised the gathering that there are 22 spaces in the market, as he urged illegal vendors to come off the street.
Because after some discussions and some bad feelings, where the Ward Avenue drain was blocked, I stayed here for 6 hours yesterday and made sure that that train was clear, because the people of First Division and the people of the New Division could not stand out at Bermuda Road and stand at Bermuda House when the rain is falling. We have cleared that train yesterday and we're doing some progress tomorrow. The government will have some vendors who the police have taken off the streets, and they will not go back on the street under my jurisdiction, under the Manchester Municipal Corporation jurisdiction. We have space in the market because I get ahead of the market. There's 22 spaces in the market and there's other spaces. The people must come off the street.
Thank you everyone for watching. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for another news update.